Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Bible in a Year 2021, starting in on day 51 of Leviticus 22 to 23. And we're almost done with Leviticus. Just a couple of days left to go. So we're going to get right into this. We're going to start with verse 2 in chapter 22. And there's a lot that's being revealed here about Father. About Yahweh. We know him as Father. They know him as Yahweh. And one of the things is that everything has to do with him is holy, and those things need to be respected. He's dealing with the priests here, and he's wanting him to tell Aaron and his sons to be very careful how they treat the holy things that the Israelites devote to me, so that they do not make my holy name impure. I am the Lord. So they're not to do anything that would take away from the respect that is shown to him, and he's extended basically his holiness to those things that are used in worship. That is extended from him, and they're being warned here. Like there's heavy consequences, and he goes through the consequences of any disrespect that is shown to these things, because. Uh, I just can't emphasize this enough. You have to be able to imagine as far as your imagination will take you the greatness, the awesomeness, the power of who Yahweh is. That he's absolutely perfect and he has nothing to do with imperfection. That he everything is modeled after him, and unfortunately, through rebellion, what he created is nothing like him, and it has just fallen away, and it's filled with decay and death, and he is filled with nothing but life. And so anything that represents him needs to be, it just has to be respected, people. Has to be, and that has to say a lot about us today. The uh, the laws that he puts into place, his commandments, um, these things have to be respected because they're holy and they're part of him. Relationships are holy and they're part of him. And this is what we need to understand. The thing of greatest value in the kingdom is relationship. In verse 7, this is what we read. Once the sun has set and has become clean again, he may eat of the holy things, for that is his food. And what we're referring to here is the sacrifices, the offerings that go up. And they aren't to be treated like as if you're going out to McDonald's or something. There has to be a great deal of respect that is shown, and they're not to be treated lightly. So if there's anything that they've done to bring about uncleanness, something they've touched, something that they've done, then there's the whole ritual they have to go through with being clean, and there's a period of time that has to happen once the sun has set. So in this day, and the day goes until sunset, you are unclean if you've touched this. Even if you've washed and you've done all the things that you have to do, you're still considered unclean until the sunset. It's a period of time. And this is the approach. This is the kind of respect that has to be shown to what Yahweh has put in place. And again, the commoners, the people who are not priests, have to show that respect to those who are priests, and you do that by not thinking that you at all can take on anything that they do. You don't get to eat your own offering. That is no longer yours. What you're offering up doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to Yahweh, and Yahweh has stipulated it's only the priests that can consume this, and don't you dare cross over. No, no, you have to respect the role and responsibility of the priests. In verse 10, no layperson is allowed to eat the holy offerings. No foreign guest or hired labor of a priest can eat it. And again, this doesn't have a lot to do with us today, except for the attitude. The attitude has a lot to do with us. We need to understand this. The respect that is owed to everything that belongs to Yahweh. even whether we agree with it or not. It's not for us. We don't get to deal with those things. That is Yahweh who deals with those. So when you're dealing with somebody that he's anointed and that he's called, you need to be careful. It's like David's attitude towards the anointed. Even though King Saul, his time was limited, even though David had been anointed as king, Saul had not been removed yet, and it wasn't up to David to remove him. The anointed belongs to Yahweh, and Yahweh will take care of that matter. And we have to trust him in this process. We have to trust him. We have to show that kind of respect that's there. In verse 20, again, this is hard. You must not present anything that has an imperfection, because it will not be acceptable on your behalf. It will not be acceptable on your behalf. It won't be accepted, people, because it's imperfect. And imperfection has to do with the fall. And nothing that is imperfect can be offered, at least in this offering. There is a free will offering. There is something that where that kind of offering can be accepted. But for the reconciliation and for oaths and that sort of stuff, it has to be absolutely perfect what's being, because those offerings can't have anything to do with imperfection, which is to deal with the fall, because Yahweh is holy. He has nothing to do with the fall. It's not his fault. Verse 27. Here, I just want to point out to you, we've seen it in, maybe you didn't note, I know some of you have highlighted it in the past, but he went out of his way to say that baby goats can't be boiled in their mother's milk. Why? What does that have to do with anything? Respect. And just absolute respect. And that's what some of these laws are. It's respect. Remember, he says that he has made an exception, and he has given the blood to the Israelites for the purpose of reconciliation. And anything that is spilt outside of that is considered bloodshed. It is a matter of respecting. It's respecting, and we have to. Man, we got to get to that point of understanding this. He loves all of creation, including animals. Animal cruelty is just not acceptable to him. Look, when an ox or sheep or goat is born, it must remain with its mother for 7 days. Why? From the eighth day on, it will be acceptable as an offering, a food gift for the Lord. Why not before? Because there's a period of time that, for the mother's sake, that baby needs to be there. It's for the mother's sake. It's a compassion for the animals. Wow. In verses 32 to 33, look at this. You must not make my holy name impure, so that I will be treated as holy by the Israelites. Don't make it impure. Okay, I have to be treated by the holy by the Israelites. I am the Lord. I am Yahweh, the one who makes you holy, the one who makes you holy, and who is bringing you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Yahweh. It's the priest's responsibility to demonstrate what respect looks like. The respect modeling begins with them. They don't copy it off of anybody outside of the priesthood. They follow the instructions that have been given to them to the letter, so that they stay off the minefields, so that they don't get killed by opening the wrong doors. And the respect that is owed, you just listen, awe, respect. Just, you respect the electricity, you respect the power, you respect, and they demonstrate that respect. They demonstrate it to the rest of the Israelites. So the Israelites look to the priests for the example. That's absolutely important. Yeah, how we treat Jesus. Um, People will see that, and they're going to follow that example. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to go through Leviticus 23 just to point out these different occasions that are set aside for rest from work, but also for remembrance and honor, especially remembrance. The Lord sets a system up so that they have an object lesson to teach their children about their history, about Yahweh. So as we go through this, the Sabbath day of rest is important. It is for us. It is for our benefit. We were not made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for us. We need that rest. It's not just a religious thing. This is an important thing that our body needs. We need this. Work can be done for 6 days, but the seventh day is a Sabbath, a special rest, a holy occasion. You must not do any work on it. Wherever you live, it is a Sabbath to the Lord. Then there's the Passover in verse 5. There's the whole Passover festival that has to be held. The Lord's Passover is on the 14th day of the first month at twilight. First month. It marks the beginning of the year. It's really important. They can't forget it, because this really just defines the whole relationship that they have with Yahweh, and they do this as an act of remembrance. The festival of unleavened bread is with it. It's the day after. It's a part and parcel. One is where the Lord passes over them. The second is where they're freed. They're freed from slavery. The Lord's festival of unleavened bread is on the 15th day of the same month. You must eat unleavened bread for 7 days. 7 is that perfect holy number. In verse 21, a special Sabbath is given for the marking of the first harvest. This is to mark the occasion when the first harvest comes in the new land, and it was first to be marked on the Monday after the Sabbath of the harvest, and then there's like 7 weeks that are marked off, and at the end of the 7 weeks is another type of Sabbath and celebration and such. So this is on that very same day you must make a proclamation. It will be a holy occasion for you. You must not do any job related work. This is a permanent rule wherever you live throughout your generations. It's again an act of remembrance, remembering how they went for the manna and they started to eat from the land that the Lord had provided for them with. And Leviticus 23, 24 to 25, here we are, the 7th month now. And guess what happens on the 7th month? There's a special day of rest. 7, people, 7. It just keeps repeating, 7. On the 7th day you rest. On the first day of the 7th month you rest. Say to the Israelites, on the first day of the 7th month you will have a special rest, a holy occasion marked by a trumpet signal. You must not do any job-related work, and you must offer a food gift to the Lord. The 7th month is a heavy-duty month. In verse 27, note that the 10th day of this 7th month is the day of reconciliation. That's the day the special offerings and everything are made. That's when the priest goes into the Holy of Holies. It will be a holy occasion for you. You must deny yourselves and offer a food gift to the Lord. That's on the 10th day, right? And then we have the festival of booths, and this is to remember basically them living in tents for all this time. And look, the reconciliation was on the 10th. Now on the 15th, the festival of booths to the Lord will start on the 15th day of the 7th month and last for 7 days. But that's not all. Oh no, that is not all. Verse 39, we have the harvest festival is now, it overlaps the booths. It's at the same time. Note that on the 15th day of the 7th month, the same time as the booths, when you have gathered the land's crops, you will celebrate the Lord's festival for 7 days. The first day and the 8th day are days of special rest. It's amazing, isn't it? That's a lot. That's a lot there. There's a lot of festivals. Not a lot of work got done on the seventh month, that's for sure. But these are all have reasons behind them. And they're there to mark remembrance, to be used as object lessons to teach the children, and that's the big thing. So there wasn't just one Sabbath. There were many special Sabbaths that sometimes they came up against each other. Like there could be you have your Sabbath on the on the last day of the week, and the first day of the week is a special Sabbath. On the second day might be another special Sabbath. So it's long weekend, people. Okay. So, oh, it's a lot to go through, but we're almost finished with Leviticus. I apologize for being so tired in doing this today, but it's a lot to put in on a Sunday, and I know though that you guys are being blessed by all of this, and there's a lot to glean from this, a lot of attitudes to see, a lot of heart stuff from Father, and I know that it's just amazing how even in the Old Testament you just come to appreciate Him so much, and so much is revealed. You guys be blessed. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you for being on this journey.